Bienvenidos to the 2016 Dakar in Buenos Aires. It's been 350 days since the winners were last crowned, but right now, that means nothing. This is where we start again, welcomed by the new Minister of Tourism, Gustavo Santos.
Significa que vamos a recorrer gran parte del
so much of
territorio
Argentina,
argentino,
10 provinces and
este país
diverse
diverso,
country.
este país tan
And
distinto,
also going to
y
go
que,
to
bueno, también
Bolivian territory,
van a
which is
atravesar al
like
territorio
going
boliviano
into another
con una
version
realidad
of
muy
reality
significativa
in
de
this
esta América del Sur
wonderful
maravillosa
South
que
American
el
territory
Dakar pone en
that
acto
the Dakar
a
will
recorrer todo su
reveal.
territorio.
Horacio Rodriguez Larreta, the Chief of Government of Buenos Aires, was also here to extend a hand to the 136 bikes, 45 quads, 111 cars and 55 trucks that will contest the 2016 edition of the Dakar. The Odyssey all kicks off here on the 2nd of January with an electric and passionate atmosphere at the podium in Buenos Aires. This year, we're spoilt for choice, with potential stage and overall winners in all 4 classes. Some champions have moved on and others have returned, while new, young and vibrantly fast competitors litter the field, hoping to make their mark in Dakar history. It's hard to remember a race with such anticipation and so many unknowns. In this first program, as the racers and riders take the start of their journey, we'll take you through the movers and shakers in the bikes, cars, trucks and quads as we look towards the 13 stages of extreme adventure that make up this year's course. Hold on, man! Many people call Buenos Aires the Paris of South America. Perhaps that's why it fits seamlessly with the spirit of the Dakar. And like the rally itself, the city blends the old and the new, with modern design lying shoulder to shoulder with the venerable 19th century boulevards. Much as the speed and technology of the latest Dakar machines is balanced by the original Dakar spirit of exploration and adventure that fuels every competitor. Buenos Aires is the threshold of the Dakar, the welcoming base from which the challengers spring forward into the unknown of the wilderness, the starting point of their physical adventure, and for some, perhaps a pilgrimage for their soul. (9,596 kilometers) is the distance to aim for on the 2016 Dakar Mark II, with Peru and Lima unable to host the race, and with the onset of El Niño and its abhorrent weather, the race instead winds its way west through the Argentinian Pampas, before turning due north in a quest for the Bolivian border and the high altitude that lies ahead. Jujuy is the first of 2 marathon stages for all the classes, the second coming on the return leg around the new area of Belén. More than an adventure, the 2016 Odyssey will bring the competitors and fans to the true beating heart of South America.
There are 13 stages, 9,000 kilometers, with very different geography and territories, and a huge variety of environments and weather conditions. There will be navigation, there will be technical stages, with dunes and sand and off-road portions, and there will be altitude that'll play an important role. During 4 days we'll be at 3,500 to 4,500 meters. Very difficult race conditions. The Dakar will be the highest race in the world. We have a great field of competitors with new drivers that come for the first time. Hirvonen, Sébastien Loeb, guys who have massive results in other disciplines and make the car race even more interesting.
L'intérêt de la compétition auto, si on parle de celle-ci.
We expect a lot of people, a lot of passion, a big crowd. It's been like that for the last 8 years, and it's very flattering for us to organize a competition with so much enthusiasm and passion.
Previously in the bikes, 2015 was the rise of the rookies, Matthias Walkner and Toby Price.
I like going fast in the desert.
They presented a new challenge for Dakar legend Coma. My plan is to keep the number one, but it's fun to try and stay ahead of the younger guys. Joan Boreda's challenge unfolded on the treacherous Salar de Uyuni, which left Paulo Gonçalves to lead the final week's charge home. But he couldn't catch the in-control Coma, who took a commanding Dakar win, number 5. Taking home a 5th victory is the best feeling, and something that I never thought would happen in my life. 2015 was to be his last Dakar, at least as a racer. Because in 2016 he's now the man tasked with setting the course, and he knows what makes a true extreme adventure. So after 5 titles on a bike, Mark Coma is on the other side of the fence as the sporting director of the Dakar. As such, his scrutineering was slightly different this year. Now he no longer has a bike to check in.
He's someone who's in love with this event. He speaks of it well, he defends it well, and he has ideas for it. When a young organizer like myself meets an old biker like him to talk about the future, it promises great things.
And one of the first tasks of Mark Coma was designing the course of the Dakar. A long process where every kilometre counts.
For me, the main difference is that time used to going fast on these tracks. This time it's different. We look at the dangers, we try and see where there could be race incidents.
Donde puede haber alguna incidencia durante la carrera.
I discover the race with another vision. When you design a stage, you can't only take into account the sporting aspect. It's a lot more complicated on the Dakar. There are a lot more aspects in terms of logistics, communication, the medical part. And when you're drawing a stage, it complicates things. One shouldn't forget that we need the approval of the government. There are sensitive archaeological or natural zones. That basically reduces options, and it isn't as easy as it might sound.
Y no es tan fácil como parece, pero bueno.
I believe that the most important is to try and keep the spirit of navigation. That's really important.
Coma's first face-to-face with his previous rivals came at the riders' briefing, to all 347 of them.
The first time he'll be here, so you can really support him, he'll appreciate it. Road books for the team managers can be collected in the briefing room. Thanks a lot and have a good Dakar.
3 years of missing out haunt the factory HRC rally team, but like a sponge they absorb the lessons of previous races. Paulo Gonçalves is the best finisher from 2015 to start this year's race, and he's philosophical about how things might pan out. The truth is that yes, Mark isn't here, and for the first time we don't have any riders who've won before. But obviously that doesn't make things any easier.
Hello, how are you? Happy New Year.
They're still the defending champions as a team, and despite the loss of Coma and the late injury to Sam Sunderland, the Red Bull KTM team are full of hope, with veteran Jordi Villadoms, 2015 sensation Toby Price and lightning-fast underdog Matthias Walkner.
I think we will win, but it's gonna be really interesting, and because everybody know now it's maybe their time.
A new team joins the fight in 2016. Husqvarna are here, and they're serious about winning first time out, with Ruben Faria and Pablo Quintanilla leading the team. This year, I'm a factory rider in the Rockstar Energy Husqvarna team, and I think that can make the difference during the race. The cat amongst the pigeons has to be Yamaha, who've signed Helder Rodriguez from Honda to spearhead their challenge. And disrupting the status quo is what he does best. It's going to be a bike race to remember. No class had ups and downs like the quads in 2015. Ignacio Casale should have been unstoppable, but nothing is certain on the Dakar. The extremes of Bolivia decimated the field, and new faces rose to the front. But it was the veteran who stayed on top. From stage 4 onwards, Rafael Sonic defended his lead in his 6th Dakar. At 48 years old, he achieved his dream. Supersonic, the champion. For the quad category, the main event is the return of the Patronelli brothers. After 2 years' absence, Marcos Patronelli is back on the Dakar. The Argentinian rider is very determined to take a 3rd crown.
Venimos a hacer un Dakar, nos venimos a divertir.
We come here to do the Dakar, not to just have fun with a lot of adrenaline. It's always flat out to try to win. To do so, Marcos will have to beat the reigning Dakar champion, Rafael Sonic. The Polish rider is back in Argentina to keep his title, with a different perspective of the race.
I feel more relaxed for the coming Dakar because my tension has been released completely. I am focused basically on my riding and not on the competitors. I will not compete with them. I will just go my path. And if I start competing with that, it would be a bad sign. What is this?